And I know the jargon because it's in the book, but why don't you explain a little bit about what that means and how it relates to fostering innovation?
Yeah, so the day one kind of notion, it's been kind of this headline or this quip that Amazon and Bezos have echoed for a long time, which is, hey, we're a day one company. The internet is just beginning. And so in one of his recent shareholder letters, I think it was 2016 shareholder letter, Jeff, he addresses it, saying, hey, I get asked a lot about like, what's a day one company? More importantly, what's a day two company? And what do I do if I am a day two company? Well, first, a day two company is a company that is essentially trying to harvest as much as possible for today. They're trying to optimize for a relatively short period of time. And so these are the profit optimizers who aren't necessarily investing in their future as much or aggressively. And the second thing is that day two companies, they tend to be pretty comfortable with the status quo. They don't really want industry to change. They don't really want competition to change because they're probably the successful company in their space right now. They're comfortable with where they're at. And the other thing a day two company does is they tend to get a little lazy, right? They're comfortable, right? You start to relax a little bit, right? We see that all the time in successful businesses, which is, I just want to relax a little bit, right? You stop paying as much attention to customers and customer needs. You stop, trying to get towards perfection. So Jeff said, so here's the things you do if you're, and he talks about like a day two company essentially is one that's in stasis and is facing a long decline suffered by inevitable death, I think is the dramatic way that he says it in the shareholder letter. And so what do you do what's a day one company? What do you do if you're a day two company to become a day one company? Well, day one company is one that isn't trying to optimize for the short term. They're trying to optimize for the long term. A day one company doesn't rely on proxies relative to understanding their customer. Well, what are proxies? Proxies are things like customer surveys, benchmarks, things that make you kind of look good, but don't actually pull you into each specific customer experience. True metrics, focusing on what your customer contacts are saying, those are the things that get you beyond proxies, right? And focusing on a customer issue, no matter how good you are, when you focus on what this order, this customer, this product, and what happened in it's kind of the canary in the coal mine, right? Like it pulls you into the issue and shows you're not perfect, no matter how good you are, right? A day one company pays attention to important trends and is curious about those and starts dabbling in those really early. And a day one company is trying to invent the future, create the future. So you spend a lot of your time and resources, maybe in an inordinate sense, focusing on what's the future, right?